There's Ruby. Oh, it sounds like Dottie's got the heat on for me. Yay! Good morning, Ruby. Well, Ruby's telling me we'll get downtown at 7:12 a.m. so we're not leaving late today. Yay! She's switching it up and down a little bit a few times. 7:15 a.m. We'll take it. It's cloudy out there this morning. I think Don said we're gonna get an inch of rain overnight tonight into Saturday morning, but you know, there's a little bit of drizzle or clouds and kind of looking dreary today before it gets here. It's 44 out there. We're supposed to be 60 something today. I guess the clouds are holding the heat in. I'll take it. So the lights on the new building up there, Johnny says it's been doing it, but I don't remember that. This like changing colors. Is this supposed to look like a flag this morning? The red, white, and blue? I don't know. There's an honor roll assembly for the high school at 8:50 this morning. It's currently 7:24. I plan to just hang out in Ruby, treat her like she's my office. I am behind. I didn't do yesterday's video because I was just exhausted last night. So I'm going to sit here in the car and try to get on either my phone hotspot or the school Wi-Fi, because I am, you know, basically right here at the school. And yeah, I'm just going to hang in the car. Like I said, I've got to get ahead on my video. Last time I did this, I sat in the driver's seat and I put the you know, computer here in the center console, but that wasn't super comfortable. I'm better off having moved over to the passenger seat. I got yesterday's video sent off to render. It was really comfortable sitting here like this, working. I could do, this is more comfortable than my desk at IBM. It has cost me 3.82 miles to sit here for 55 minutes working on my computer with the temperature set to 70 degrees. And 70 is comfortable. I think that's a very small amount to pay for, you know, the comfort of basically using my car as an office for an hour. So I have the heat on, but it really didn't cost me any range. You can see I'm still sitting at 212 miles. Totally acceptable. I mean, it's really not anything more than I would have spent playing Pokemon over at the church and then back in Fuquay a little bit. But yeah.
Johnny Goldman.
The awards ceremony was short, sweet, and to the point. So I am back in the car. It's just after 9:30 and I'm gonna head home before I have to head back to downtown. It's turned out to be a really pretty afternoon. It's 51 out there now. I am back in Ruby and I'm headed to get Johnny. Yeah, I guess when you first get into the car, even if she's outside, it takes her a bit to update the temperature to be right, because she says now coming into downtown Raleigh at 64, and I believe it because it feels pretty warm and I'm not wearing a jacket, and I don't know. It is a pretty afternoon and a little warmer than I thought when I was leaving home. I'm back home. I got Johnny and no trouble on the road today. I swung through South Park and I prepped for a battle with Cliff. I'm just so frustrated that I haven't been able to beat any of those leaders, and you might guess that I'm smiling a little bit. That's because I did finally beat him here in the driveway. I waited till I got home to actually do the battle, and the strategy that worked was holding on to one of my protect shields until the third round instead of, you know, trying to save all my Pokemon for as long as I could. I let the Metagross die when I could have used a Protect Shield. And Anyway, I saved a protect shield for the third round, and that's how I changed up the battle from the times I fought him this morning and lost. So anyway, that's one team leader down, 2 more to go. Sierra and Arlo, I think. I heard the driveway alert go off, so I'm coming out here to greet Don. Unfortunately, the girls thought it was the UPS man, and they ran up into the woods, the gray girls. So Don hooked up the State Farm Drive, Safe, and Save app and device for the GMC today.
Right. My first impression is it's flaky. The app is flaky. The install process went well. I did have to call State Farm to get my password reset. For whatever reason, it wasn't working. I had used it before. It was stored in LastPass, so I don't know why it didn't work. But nonetheless, the people on the phone, I only had to wait like 3 or 4 minutes on hold. The person was competent. She whipped right through their reset, security questions and did. So that was no problem. So I finished the install of the app, which was very simple to install, with one hiccup. You get to the last screen and it puts a big font, using a big font, says you're all done. Well, I wasn't all done. You know how some screens have those dot on the bottom that you're supposed, that means
swipe through.
Swipe throughs. Well, the screen formatting on my Pixel, which is not a small screen, wasn't correct. So the font, that part of those dots were off the bottom. And what it wanted me to do is to do, there were 2 more screens, and then on the last screen was the done button. So I couldn't see it Bluetooth. Nothing made any sense, and it wasn't working. And just, I don't know, I think I just flicked the thing, and the screen changed, and I flicked it again, and there was the done button. I hit the done button. That's when it started working. But I don't know exactly where it started working at. I did that at the landfill. When I did that done button, I was at the landfill. So I drove from the landfill to Mr. Balls.
Our farmer.
Our farmer. So when I went in and purchased the stuff at the farmer, then it came out, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so long here. Before I moved the car, I went into the app and it showed that I had 1 trip, and I'll screenshot it so you can see this. Mariana put it in the video. Basically, it said the trip was 7.9 miles from somewhere in Fuquay to somewhere approximate where Mr. Balls. I had gotten a message the trip had ended, a notification on the phone. So I said, okay, well, great. It looks like it's really going. It kept telling me I needed to turn on activity tracking, but it didn't take me to the screen. Every time I hit it, it took me back to the Google Play screen. And finally, it dawned on me that I had to hold down, what is it? Security settings, permissions. I had to hold down the permission thing, and then I got a screen. Location was already enabled, but there was a activity slider, and I activated the activity tracking, and that seemed to get rid of this message says you need to turn on activity tracking. You need to turn on. They didn't make that clear. So what I'm saying is getting the app going the first time was problematic. And now, so I'm thinking, oh boy, I've got this thing all set up.
Yeah.
I leave Mr. Balls and come over here. It didn't record the second trip at all. There's only 1 trip.
Huh.
Yeah, see, it says 1 trip, 100%, 8 miles. Well, that's the
other trip.
The first trip. So the second trip, it didn't record at all. So,
or at least it hasn't popped up in the app yet.
And it hasn't popped up in the app yet. And I did tell it to use cell phone data instead of wait for Wi-Fi. It says,
sure. Well, we have unlimited data.
Right,
It's just they can throttle us if we use too much. But that would be all on me, not you.
Again, I'll show Mariana put it better. But it does show you the trip. And
that's because you went to the real landfill, but then didn't really power off, or that's from here to the landfill near Mr. Ball.
And I got 5 stars across the board in acceleration, braking, cornering, speed, and phone. So right now my discount
would be good.
$7.69. So we'll see.
Right. Well, the reason why we did it on the GMC, and it's the only vehicle we did it on,
That's right.
was because Don basically drives the GMC once every 3 weeks over to the landfill and Mr. Balls and home.
That's right. Couple, three, no more than 3 times. I don't think I've driven it 3 times.
If we needed a piece of lumber from Home Depot, we would drive it up there.
Yeah.
If somebody asked us to help them move something, we would drive it.
Yeah, that's right.
Which we, recently helped Kyle out, but we've helped other people out move stuff too, and we'd do it again.
Yeah.
It's just that it's getting such low mileage, and the times Don's driving it is not, race course driving. So we thought, well, we'll try it on this one vehicle that should be safe.
Right. And I have to say, I would say I drove slower than normal, but I did watch how far over the speed limit I went. Because I basically drive,
with the traffic.
That's right, and that's fair to say. And so like I was going through a 35 and I was probably doing 45. And it apparently didn't catch that, maybe because the thing wasn't talking, I don't know. So right now it's flaky. I started off with the thing, it's sort of flaky. A couple more trips, we'll see, and we'll go from there. So yeah, it's flaky.
Yeah, Don will be telling them to get rid of it if it's going to really annoy him. If it's going to take you 10 minutes to get going every time you want to move the vehicle to make sure it's recording right, that would hardly be worth it.
I guess, yeah, that's exactly right. And I would add to it, what I'm concerned about is, so come renewal time, they said, well, you've got, because I had to, part of the install, the only thing I had to tell it during the install
the
was
odometer.
Odometer.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give them the odometer at renewal time. They're going to say, because they've already said I will have to do that. I'm going to tell them what my odometer is. Well, wait a minute. You put 300 miles on your car, which is chump change in 6 months. But the app only tracked 100 miles. So you're missing 2/3 of your data. And they'll say, so we're not going to give you any discount because you're outside the bounds. Because I'm sure they have a boundary.
Right.
They can't.
They can't expect 100% data accuracy, but they've got some number in their head that they're expecting.
They got some kind of a, band, and I'm going to be way outside of that band, and that's my concern. They won't care that, well, odometer only shows you drove 300 miles, so maybe you should just get a discount because you only drive the car 1,000 miles a year. They wouldn't think about that, but, like I said, the GMC it's got 80,000, almost 81,000 miles. It was 80,985. I think that's what it had. So I probably, in that 20 miles, we probably are now just literally 90,000 miles on it. And it's, December of 2003. So it's just turned 16 years old. Plus a couple months.
Well, give Ruby till school's out at the end of May, and she'll be up there at 80,000 miles. I'll be passing you.
Right.
Won't be passing the van anytime soon, but we'll be passing the GMC. The van's got a little over 240,000.
It was my daily driver for 2 years, and I took it on all my road trips. And then 2000 and I believe it's 2006. Maybe it was early 2007. I got the Scion, and so since 2007, it's been low mileage. Basically, it's used for hauling stuff I can't do in the XB. I take the GMC, and I take it again on all road trips. It's a wonderful vehicle on the highway. It rides smooth, tracks straight, it's quiet. All the things, haul a lot of crap. So yeah, I was just saying that I'm never going to get, I don't see me ever getting rid of the GMC because nobody will give me any money for it, and it's just too good of a car to, dump.
Yep.
So happy to say the second trip showed up, and he gave me another 5-star rating. This time the mileage was 12.2 miles, and that's probably how far it is from here to Mr. Balls. So the first trip missed, it was 7.9 miles, missed like 4 miles. Like I said, it didn't
do its thing.
Didn't
like,
do its thing,
yeah.
but the return trip it seemed to have catch. So I guess once you get out of the vehicle, it takes, maybe you have to get out of Bluetooth range, because Marianne and I, we were doing that video, literally I had just gotten out of the GMC and I was within Bluetooth range of the vehicle. And I walked all the way over here, and then at Mr. Ball's, at the landfill, I backed up to the container and I wasn't very far.
Right.
In fact, I think I left my phone in the GMC. I didn't even try to carry it with me. But with Mr. Ball's, I think I took it into Mr. Ball's, so that might have been, and I was in there talking to him for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's probably what happened. So I guess maybe I'm getting a little, maybe it's not quite as flaky. So we'll see. I'm a little more positive now. I was kind of poo-pooing it a little bit ago, but now I'm a little bit more positive.
Wow, we got boys playing baseball this afternoon. And I'm just out playing Pokemon Go. A new event started. And there's Donnie. Hey, Donnie. You probably can't see it now, but this Mustang has a special plate. The plate is WLD1, Wild One. Of course, it's a Mustang, and the plate is a special North Carolina Wild Horses on the Outer Banks plate. So I thought that was quite fitting for the Mustang. Johnny's off to Taekwondo and off to his dad's for the weekend. 99.4 miles today and 346 watt hours per mile. That's not too bad.